Hawks do not expect the same match you saw last night between Effy and Dirty Dango. And that's because Effy is stepping in the ring with a known killer, and that's the bounty hunter, Bryan Keith. And Grease Monkey, this is not the first time they've stepped in the ring together. We saw recently Effy had Bounty Keith's number at a GCW event. But can he make it 2 for 2?
It remains to be seen, Carmen, and this is a match that Grease Monkey personally has been excited for.
Well, I said last night, obviously we know who the crowd favorite is. A lot of people expecting Daddy to go all the way to the finals tonight and even win the HOSS jacket. But I gotta say, like I mentioned yesterday, if there's anyone who embodies the spirit of HOSS, I gotta say it's Bounty Bryan Keith. You see the swagger as soon as he steps through those saloon doors. You see the poncho, you see the hat, you see the intensity in his eyes, and I gotta say, it's the embodiment of HOSS.
Indeed, Bryan Keith has that old school Western style that just makes you imagine dusty old saloons and a dry desert town.
And if anybody can shock the New South crowd here and defeat Effy, it's the Underground King. And did you hear that?
Resounding chop off the chest of Daddy. I'll tell you what, Carmen, what Grease Monkey is thinking about right now, if Bryan Keith wins, we get a man who truly embodies the spirit of HOSS in the finals. If Effy wins and Dylan McQueen manages to win, Carmen, we could get to see Daddy versus Zaddy.
Versus fellow Petty and Pink member.
Indeed.
Kenzie Page. What a wild Final Four we could have tonight.
An all Petty and Pink HOSS final.
Oh, here we go. We saw this last night. Effy going for some areola-based offense. But Bounty Keith doesn't seem like he's ready to play games tonight. He's not here to dance and prance around. He is here for a fight.
Bryan Keith seems a little too focused to fall for the, let's call them unconventional tactics that Effy is known for.
And what a stare down we have here.
You look, oh!
Effy just eating that one.
You look at it, you look at his unusual tactics, his interesting in-ring style, his flashy entrance, and you might tend to forget, Carmen, that Effy is a consummate competitor. Effy will get in there and throw down with darn near anyone. As is evidence right now, trading big shots with Bryan Keith in the center of the ring. The back and forth intensifies as they work their way to the ropes.
And as charismatic and enigmatic as Effy is, he's one of the toughest people I know. And you saw him just taking those chops, barely even flinching. But now, he's into the outside! Effy manages to grab a hold of Bryan Keith, dragging him to the outside as well. Not willing to go alone, and now going for a pile driver. Oh, a pile driver
on the apron. The crowd clearly impressed by that move. Bryan Keith looks like he's had his bell rung, Carmen.
And folks, you've heard it so many times before. That's the hardest part of the ring. But it's no exaggeration. Everything that's there, just wood and steel. Like, there's no give to it whatsoever. And now, Bryan Keith taking a seat.
That part of the ring does not move, Carmen. And,
Effy looking to give a special treat to the fans in the front row, but Bryan Keith, again, wants no part of it.
Whatever Effy had planned, he took a little too long to get it going, and now it's back to trading big shots in the ring.
A no-nonsense brawler. Again, a bounty hunter. Traveling promotion to promotion, trying to rack up titles, rack up prestigious victories. And there's nothing more prestigious than the heart of the Southern 16 tournament.
Oh, absolutely. Bryan Keith, a true bounty hunter, always going where the prize is.
Effy with a senton now, going for a pinfall, looking to take advantage.
Bryan Keith managed to kick out.
And notice as this match progresses, it's a lot less games, and Effy's now, realizing he's got to put up a little bit more of a fight, and he's very quick to get to a pinfall. Trying to seize that opportunity.
I think Daddy realizes that it's time to buckle down and really kick things into high gear here. Oh, big shot in the corner.
Devastating lariat.
Now,
had that scouted.
Effy thought he could sneak up on Bryan Keith, but Bryan Keith gets caught off guard with one of his own.
And a hard-hitting exchange from both competitors. Effy going for that bloodbuster. But Bryan Keith now. Effy charges in, eats a boot.
Now you see.
What does Bryan Keith have in mind? Has him that drag. Oh! Flipping down into the stunner, and Bryan Keith is going to. Oh!
So close.
Effy somehow kicks out.
Effy comes within a hair's breadth of disaster, but we're seeing that familiarity come into play, Carmen. Neither Effy nor Bryan Keith really able to catch either one off guard. They just seem to have a counter for every move the other man has. That just comes from the experience of fighting each other over and over again.
Effy grabs a hold of the leg, now has him on his shoulders. Precarious position for Bryan Keith into a TKO. Effy holds on, and now pulling back to the Dragon Sleeper.
Effy really digging deep, coming in up with some creative ways to get himself into possession.
Notice Bryan Keith gets up to his knees, relieving a little bit of that pressure.
Powers out of that submission hold.
Snapmare. Oh, the sack rider! Oh!
And Bryan Keith comes within his own hair's breadth of disaster.
And just how many competitors has Effy put away with that sack rider? What's he have in mind? Gets shoved out by Bryan Keith.
Whatever he was planning, Bryan Keith wasn't going to let him have it.
Bryan going for that tiger driver.
Uh-oh.
Effy has it
Look
scouted.
at that. Effy with...
Oh, the tiger bomb. This is what advanced him in the first round.
But it didn't work this time.
That's the move that put away the Carver. But Effy stays alive.
Effy showed off some brute strength. Looked like he was going to fight out of that tiger driver, but Bryan Keith managed to land it, but just wasn't enough to put Daddy down for good.
And you see the look of intensity on the face of the bounty hunter, the Underground King, delivering a stiff shot to Daddy, who backs into the corner. And now, what does Bryan Keith have in mind?
Whoop, taking Effy up to the top ropes. You see many wrestlers get caught in this dangerous position.
You see the sweat flying off of Effy's body.
Woo. Both men trying to fight for control, fight for position in the corner. Oh no!
Bogus superplex!
Oh,
Effy rolls through! Effy rolls through! Effy just beat Bryan Keith for a second time!
The winner of this match,